Hello my dear students, welcome back to this class. I hope all of you are fine. In our last class we have learned the lesson Tharos River. Now in this class we are going to complete some textual exercises that are given at the end of this lesson. So I hope you have already gone through this lesson. Let's get started without any further ado. Working with the text. Answer the following questions. I hope you have already answered all these questions in your notes. So we shall move on to B Roman. Mark the right item. Taro earned very little money because he did not work hard enough. The villagers didn't need wood. The price of wood was very low. Taro, even though he worked hard, he could not get enough money to make both the ends meet, because the price of wood was very low. Taro decided to earn extra money. To live a more comfortable life, or to buy his old father some sake, or to repair the cracks in the hut, to buy his old father some sake. The neighbor left Taro's hut in a hurry because she was delighted with the drink. She was astonished to hear Taro's story. She wanted to tell the whole village about the waterfall. She wanted to tell the whole village about the waterfall. Next, working with long ways. Strike off the words in the box below that are not suitable. Taro wanted to give his old parents some sake, everything they needed. This shows that he was thoughtful, hardworking, loving, honest, considerate, trustworthy, efficient, kind. So this particular sentence shows us that Taro was thoughtful, and he was also hardworking. He was loving. He was honest. Actually, from this particular sentence, we cannot say anything about Taro's honesty. So you can't actually. Next, considerate. Yes, Taro was considerate. We can say that from this sentence. And trustworthy. Again, we do not know anything about whether we can trust him or not. So whether he was trustworthy or not from this particular sentence. So you have to strike it off. And efficient. Yes, again we do not know anything about his efficiency there. So we are going to strike this. So honest, trustworthy, efficient. These are not actually suitable here. Kind. It is very well suitable. Taro was very kind. This made Taro sadder than ever. This refers to a strong wind that began to blow, Taro's father's old age, Taro's inability to buy expensive sake for his father. Mark the right item. What is the right item here? Taro's inability to buy expensive sake for his father. That's why Taro was sadder. This, said the emperor, was to encourage all children to honor and obey their parents. This refers to the most beautiful fountain in the city, rewarding Taro with gold and giving the fountain his name, sending for Taro to hear his story. So the right answer would be rewarding Taro with gold and giving the fountain his name. Next, arrange the words below in pairs that rhyme. For example, young, lung, money, sunny. Wax, axe, way, day, could, would, stop, chop, sad, bad, sound, round, fast, last. So these are the various rhyming words. You have to write them in pairs here. Next, fill in the blanks with words from the box. So we're going to fill these blanks right now. A dash woodcutter lived on a dash hillside. So, which word would be suitable here? A young woodcutter. A young woodcutter. Yeah, you have to write here young. A young woodcutter lived on a dash hillside. Where did he live? He lived on a lonely hillside. So the second blank you have to write lonely. On a lonely hillside. He was a dash son. What kind of a son was he? He was a thoughtful son. He was a thoughtful son. Who worked dash but earned dash money. How did he work? He actually worked very hard. So he worked very hard but earned. How much money did he earn? He earned very little money. So you have to write there little. One day he saw a dash waterfall. He saw a beautiful waterfall. One day he saw a beautiful waterfall hidden behind a rock. He tasted the water and found it delicious. He found it delicious. So once again the answers. A young woodcutter lived on a lonely hillside. He was a thoughtful son who worked hard but earned little money. One day he saw a beautiful waterfall hidden behind a rock. He tasted the water and found it delicious. Find these sentences in the story and fill in the blanks. You have to fill in those blanks now. This made Taro sadder than ever. This made Taro sadder than ever. He decided to work harder than before. He decided to work harder than before. Next morning, Taro jumped out of bed earlier than usual. Earlier. He began to chop even faster. Next morning, Taro started for work even earlier than the morning before. I hope you have got all of these right. Next task is speaking and writing. Speak the following sentences clearly but as quickly as you can. Learn them by heart. In our earlier video, we have already learned this. Right? How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if woodchuck would? Betty bought a bit of butter, but the bit of butter was a little bitter, so she bought some better butter to make the better butter better. I hope you have learnt others too along with these two. Practice them well. Let's move on to the second. P. Roman. The story Taro's Reward shows that Taro is thoughtful, hardworking, and also wise. Read aloud the parts of story that show these qualities in Taro. You have already read the textbook, so now you are going to read the parts of the story which tell us that Taro was hardworking, wise, and thoughtful. So you are going to read that parts again. Next. Like Patrick in the story, who did Patrick's homework, Taro is helped by magic. Do you believe in magic? What are the magical things that happen in these stories? So in Who Did Patrick's Homework, we come across some magic. There was a magical creature, elf, and he helped Patrick with his homework and all the things, right? In this lesson, This magical waterfall gave sake to Taro, and for every other person it gave only water. So we have magic in these two lessons. Which story do you like better and why? Which story do you like better? Who did Patrick's homework or Taro's reward? Or do you like both the stories? You have to write that. Why do you like particular story if you like one? Do you know such stories in other languages? Do you know other stories like this which has some magical part in that in other languages? Discuss these questions in the class. That chance we don't have now. So now write a paragraph or two about these two stories, comparing them. This is what you have to do. This is the task that has been given to you. Write a paragraph or two about these two stories, comparing them. So you're going to write one or two paragraphs comparing two stories. What are the two stories? Who did Patrick's homework and Taro's reward. Comparing these two stories, you're going to write one or two paragraphs. Listen to these children. What are they talking about? I think swimming is more difficult than driving. Another boy says, I think it is much less difficult. Third person, anyhow, neither of them is as difficult as learning English. It seems that they feel learning English is more difficult than swimming and driving. Let's see. Work in groups, come to some agreement on each of the activities given below. Decide which is the most interesting, dullest, most dangerous, safest, most rewarding, most exciting. So here are some activities. Cooking. Is it most interesting or is it dullest? Is it most dangerous or is it safest or is it most rewarding or is it most exciting? What you have to do is, you have some space here, right, in your textbook. So write here most interesting. You write here most interesting, and then what all activities you think are most interesting among these, you write those here. Okay. Next, dullest. Write what activities in these are dullest for you. You can write that. Next, most dangerous. For example, what is most dangerous for you? Mountain climbing, right? So you can write like that. Safest. What is the safest thing? Fishing. Do you think fishing is safest? Then you can write over there safest beside fishing and other activities that you think are safest. Most rewarding. Most exciting. What would be most exciting for you? That also you can write over there. So you categorize all these activities under these names. Okay. Most interesting, dullest, most dangerous, safest, most rewarding, most exciting. If you do not know the meaning of any of these words, refer to a dictionary, look up those words in the dictionary and then complete the task. So last, dictation. Your teacher will speak the words given below. Write against each two new words that rhyme with it. Bad. So you are going to write two other words that rhyme with the word bad. Wax, fast, chop, young. Right? These are the words. You are going to write there two other words that actually rhyme with these words. Okay. So with that we come to the end of textual grammar of this lesson.